What's going on, everyone? My name is Nicholas Merton here at Data Dash, and today is September 30th of 2020. Well, folks, I hope you all are having a fantastic day wherever you are, and in today's video, I want to talk about why right here, right now, this is the time to be paying attention to cryptocurrency markets. After a pretty bloody month in September, we're going to be focusing on why I currently believe both Bitcoin and altcoins are going to do overwhelmingly well going into the close of the year as we see further anticipation for cryptocurrency assets. So we've got a lot of things to dive into in this video right after our quick sponsor. And our sponsor for today's episode is Ledn.io. For those of you out there holding digital assets long-term like myself, why not put them to work? Ledn.io offers a wide range of different cryptocurrency-related services. Their Bitcoin and USD savings accounts let you earn the best risk-adjusted rates on your cryptocurrency assets. Their Bitcoin-backed loan program lets you avoid a taxable event while also being able to take a stablecoin or dollar loan off of your Bitcoin. And their B2X program allows you to double your exposure to your underlying Bitcoin. And the interesting thing is that if you're interested in participating in the B2X program here in the near term, from September 25th to September 30th, they're actually going to be waiving the administrative fee. So this allows you to get the equal amount credited in USDC back to your account. Check out Ledn.io down below in the description to learn more about how you can put your crypto assets to work. Alrighty, everyone, so let's go ahead and dive straight into it. As always, taking a quick look across the board over the last 24 hours. Not too many major moves here. Again, we've got some good players in the green here, but we also have a few slightly in the red in the same boat. So in this case, really in a no trend scenario for the vast majority of plays, between 1% to 2% of the upside or downside. Now I want to go ahead and just dive straight into it, guys, and to talk a little bit about the philosophy of how I'm analyzing the price right now. Now, as you all know, my time frame is not on, the minute chart, the hourly chart, and really in many cases not even on the daily chart. I think daily charts are fine to look at. At least you're not looking on a really, really short time frame, and you can get a decent picture of the last few months to maybe the last year. But at the same time, for me, I like to look at the weekly chart. I like to simplify the broader trends in the market, because if we're analyzing what's going to happen in a month, what's going to happen, over a quarter or a year, we're going to want to do this. We're going to want to have that kind of expanded time frame as we're taking a look at a longer term of price action. So going ahead here and just looking right now at what's been going on in price here, there's one thing that I haven't really noticed anyone talking about, because usually it's, tossing some very overtly complex indicator or basically focusing on minute movements in price. And that's not meant to be, a critique to anyone. It's just basically that my trading style differs very drastically from other people. And in this case, it's the simple focus on the rise in price or the rise in support levels, as well as the highs that we're setting or the resistance points. Again, higher lows, higher highs, versus what was happening back here between June of 2019 going down to December of 2019. What's really interesting is about a month off here, we've actually done exactly the opposite of what we set back here in June of 2019. It's crazy to think about this, guys. This has been over more than a year now, right? It's been a year and 3 months now that we've basically been at this point here back in June, where we set the relative lower highs from where we were at back here in December of 2017. And now we're seeing an opposite trend here after going through a relatively shaky year, right, in 2019, where we are having lower lows, lower highs for the most part. We're now seeing higher lows and higher highs. Now, again, we can talk about a few different things here to kind of play the bearish case scenario. Gotta be honest, and again, we're just looking at Bitstamp here, but the volume generally across the board in the actual liquid real markets for Bitcoin, it's relatively small. We have to, of course, consider that there is OTC volume, and that has become a bigger portion of the market. There are derivatives now. There are, all types of different futures markets, different things that could abstract volume from spot market. But at the same time, we need to see spot volume increasing as well to really get excited about this market. All in all, though, the price action here is showcasing that buyers are coming in and they're buying dips at higher prices. That is the best sign that we have of a confidence, in the sense of being confident that we're going to be slowly moving up here towards these relative highs, breaking through and slowly climbing back up here in Q1 to Q2 of 2021. So very, very important here. Now, again, that's just to get back up to the previous highs. I have no doubt that Bitcoin's going to start moving higher here sooner than that. It's going to be a bit difficult to get back up to that 20K level. It's almost nearly double from where we're at right now. But the good news is here is that on the data science side of things, it is favoring the Bitcoin bulls. we have a number of new entities data science model here, which is reading here in this case the new amount of participants in the Bitcoin network here. And as prices have been going generally sideways here, we can see that there's actually been a very big bump up here. The highest relative high, even far beyond what we had back here in June when Bitcoin's price was around 14,000 or 13,900. So really, really exciting to see this kind of counter trend here. And again, as a lot of people talk about, these divergences tend to be met back. In this case, as we saw back here, price came to correlate back up with the growing divergence. But let's go ahead and talk about the broader market here, guys. Obviously, we can see here that Bitcoin's price is looking good, but after a really bloody month in September where not only Bitcoin had corrected, but also we had altcoins taking a pretty severe hit as well. What's the general thesis here for the broader market? Well, first off, above all, when you see discounts like this, and more importantly, statistics such as 93% of the top 250 altcoins declining after, again, bear in mind the current phase that we're in right now in the overall cycle, taking a step back to Bitcoin here, we haven't even gotten above the all-time highs, and we haven't even, really kicked off to new parabolic highs. In this case, when you get these 93% of the market having a downward month in this case, or sorry, let me rephrase that properly. When 93% of the altcoin market is in down territory or has taken a correction in the past month, and a serious one for that matter, we've had a nice cut in a lot of the gains for some of these DeFi altcoins and enterprise blockchain altcoins. When we haven't even broken out to all-time highs, we're actually, more than anything, we're still in the initial phase of getting back above those highs and then entering the next cycle. That's a really interesting time for me personally to average in. And as I've talked to you guys, again, I bought Ethereum ago. I started to build some positions in Omisa Go, as we talked about in the channel and the newsletter. And in this case, we've had one of the best corrections yet in the market. This is a really important chart here. A lot of people do this in traditional markets where they look at the amount of performers who are reaching new 30-day lows versus 30-day highs. And when you get these kind of opportunities down here, these are some of the best buying opportunities in the market. Not saying that this time around it's going to be true. I'm just saying that it tends to be that, when we had the Dow Jones, for example, and the S&P 500 and the NASDAQ, all having record 30-day lows, in this case for their stocks, or 60, 90 days, sometimes they extend the time frame. It's a great sign that you're buying a cheap market. And we like to buy into fear. We like to buy when no one's talking about crypto markets. And if you kind of generally look around, whether it's, generally the traffic, I look at traffic on YouTube sometimes, I look at what's going on Twitter. Right now, it's a very quiet period. And we can see here that, again, as prices have declined here, we can take a look at the log chart, we can look at the standard chart here, going from $480 on Ethereum to $350. Obviously, it's less exciting. It's not the charge and surge of volume and price that we were seeing before. Well, let's just go ahead and, ignore what people are doing, right? The broader market, and let's see what smart money is doing and what price is telling us here. Well, if we just take a look at the standard chart for Ethereum here, there's really two price levels that have been significant in the past. In this case, what I called the golden range here, where ETH had first contested before it had its first major rally. And then second off here, the secondary price range, which is actually relevant back here as well, where ETH had its secondary rally. So taking a look, we had the golden range here where Ethereum had double bottomed. And now we have to understand that Ethereum, once it makes these major moves and gets above previous resistance, it needs to set up for the next cycle. It needs to set up for the new rally for Ethereum. And what it's going to do, most likely, is it's already doing right now, is turning this resistance into support. No complex indicators, no jargon. It's simple, basically what would basically be called naked trading, for lack of a better term. That's basically we're not using excessive amounts of indicators. It's just simply focusing on what price is telling us. And right now we can see very clearly that, maybe ETH might roll over. It might still be testing this for, a good part of October. But all in all here, the discount move here is not, there's not much basically in the sense of price to move lower, right? We're not expecting that ETH is going to be moving below these two yellow lines here. In this case, anywhere below 350 in this case is a really interesting opportunity for me personally on Ethereum. But Ethereum is just one part of the equation. It is definitely a market leader alongside Bitcoin. The broader altcoin space right now is breaking to new relative highs that haven't been seen since back in June of 2019. We've been sitting in these higher lows and higher highs for altcoin dominance, and we've now broken out against another critical channel here, above 40%. Really nice to see here. Now, the broader markets of DeFi, we have a great DeFi index perpetual futures index that comes from FTX. In this case, we can see that, again, we've still been setting in these lower highs and lower lows here. What we're looking for here for a reversal sign is for us to come down and set in a higher low on this line of support, taking in the first low here in June of 2020 and here in September of 2020. If we can set in that higher low and start to set in higher highs, that's going to be the clear sign of a reversal here. I already think, though, that we're seeing a lot of clear signs of that, but again, we should probably wait in that case. And I think we're going to see it here sometime in October. I mean, the chart's just lining up here. It's going to be kind of the make or break moment. Taking a look here at our broader indexes for the oracles, from RLC to Chainlink to BAM Protocol, we can see here that the broader market has had a near 57% correction here, 57% for oracles. Really nice to see. Now it's a matter of whether or not we set in higher lows, or if we come back down to test this or go a little bit lower. Who knows? All in all, 57%, very close to a 60% correction, which is a 2/3 correction in valuation, or close to a 2/3 correction, right? These big intervals of 60%, 80%, 50%, these are what we want to look for. Again, you're not always going to get the clean, 60, 70, 80%, right? You're not going to get these 10% intervals all the time. But it's important in this case to bear in mind that these are the kind of ranges where we want to get optimistic, right? And last but not least here, we've got REN, Kyber Network, Bancor Network, the decentralized exchange tokens. And again, we will be probably modifying this indicator and starting to add things like Uniswap as time progresses. But we can see here very clearly, very nice rebound straight off of 60% on previous support back here. This is the range that interests me a lot, guys, because what we're doing now is that we've broken past this range as resistance, as it was acting as resistance here. We broke up to higher ranges, and now we're making support on this range and solidifying that we're ready to move higher for the broader space. So these are all very exciting signs here, guys. Again, I know a lot of people would be saying, well, Nick, they've been down 60%. How can you be confident in these things? Well, the reason why is because we buy into fear. We buy in when the market is not interested. I mean, do you guys remember back maybe a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, and I don't mean to call anyone out if you guys fit into this group, there was probably a lot of people who were coming back into crypto all crazy and excited about DeFi in late August when the rally was over, or the rally was just ending. That's not the time to get excited. The kind of plays that we made in the crypto space here over the last few months came from plays that were in June and July. There were plays like RLC. There were plays like Kava. There were plays all over the board here, from enterprise blockchain to all types of different cryptos that we had been trading in May and April. It was a long-term process. And the move on Ethereum, bear in mind, this was back since March, right? This had been happening for a long time, and we were due for a correction. Again, I don't want you guys getting caught buying the top and getting set up with a loss of 35% here, right? That's basically where ETH went from. We can drag it here to get more specific value. If you really want to get the top to bottom here, right, 37%. Okay, pretty dramatic drop. But I want to get you in those positions where you're buying it on the dips and you're able to make some crazy moves on Ethereum. And also throughout this time period, trade assets that are beating Ethereum. That's the end goal here. There's no need to make it complex. That's our focus point. So overall, I have to say the market signs looking good. So long as we keep this upward trend on Bitcoin here, so long as we hold the support range for Ethereum, and so long as altcoin dominance is continuing to move higher, I think this is overwhelmingly not only good news for altcoins and Ethereum, but also Bitcoin as well in the broader cryptocurrency space. And I think we've got a lot of macro factors coming into play, as we talked about yesterday. If you didn't see yesterday's video, I highly recommend it. It was a very good video. We get a lot of great recognition for it. I think it really summarizes the culmination of why crypto assets are going to rock the world going into 2021. Alrighty, everyone. Well, if you like this video, please drop a like. Leave a comment down below if you got something to say about what you're thinking about the market. And please consider hitting the smashing the subscribe button and hitting the bell icon just in case, to make sure you guys are getting the newest videos. I've been having some people who are saying that they're having issues with this. That's probably the most important thing you can do, is make sure to hit the bell icon. And if you aren't getting notifications for the videos, guys, please leave a comment down below. I'm going to do my best to look into it. But all in all, everyone, I hope you're having a fantastic day wherever you are, and I'll see you all in the next video. Take care, everyone.